Afternoon YouTube, it is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle, the Happy Medium, and in this video up for discussion today, we're going to talk about foreign languages. And when we may be demonstrating abroad, or maybe even if we're just demonstrating in the UK, or wherever you are in the world, when them people who don't talk our language, can they really talk to a medium? In short, an answer to the question is, yeah, you can. And the beauty with the spirit world is that they simplify it so easily that we will get it. So say, for example, that I was working, I don't know, say France. I do some demonstration work in France. I train my French students, and they have, obviously, I have an interpreter. But when I'm actually working with the spirit world, or I'm working with their loved ones, their actual information comes in is English, so that I understand exactly what it is that they're trying to get over to me when I'm doing demonstrations of mediumship. And the beauty with that is that the spirit world is so clued up and so intelligent that they know that it's important that I give it in a way that I understand, so that I can give it to my sitters in front of me. French language is one of the hardest, actually, because they pronounce their vowels very differently, and they say their words very sort of back to front. I have to be honest, so I'm sorry to any of my French students that may be watching. Please, no offence is taken. I hope you won't take any anyway. And they know we have a bit of a giggle and things in class about it and stuff. But yeah, in answer to the question, when we're using foreign languages, do the spirit world, do they speak in the same English language that I speak in? Answer to the shorter question is yes, they really do. The beauty with them is they're just so clever, they're so clued up that they wouldn't necessarily want you to struggle in any way. The only thing that may change a little is because I'm quite clairvoyant, I'm clairaudient, which is I hear the spirit world, a lot of it might come in clairvoyancy for me. So different images, symbols, this type of thing. I might also do a lot more clairsentient, so I may feel it a bit more. For them who work abroad, and I know there's lots of mediums who do work abroad, and a lot of us have interpreters for this reason, because obviously, you know, as much as the people in the spirit world's changed it all, the lovely lot in front of us are still the same. So the interpreters are there for that reason alone. It also helps to obviously get you should see me when I'm demonstrating abroad, and it's a bit of a giggle because obviously I'm quite northern, as you can probably tell. I'm a northern girl with a strong northern accent. Even them in the south, I'll never forget a gentleman I met a couple of years ago now, and he used to just look at me as if I was crazy because he just couldn't understand a word I was saying. But anyway, when I was abroad and in France and stuff, and because obviously the interpreter, because I in Northern England, where I'm from, we abbreviate an awful lot of words. I know Americans do it as well. Americans abbreviate a lot of wording, or change it somewhat. We call it slang. You lot might call it the local lingo, whatever it is that, you know, you want to put your interpretation around it. But yeah, because obviously I'm quite northern, and because I've got all these extra words, and then my interpreter at times just was like looking at us to say, I don't know, I can't translate that word, I don't know what that word is. So, you know, in essence, is it anybody who struggles? It's actually us as the medium giving the communication to the loved ones actually in the congregation, not these in the spirit world, because these have already fathomed out that there needs to be a change of a language in order to get these communications over. If anything, it makes it very interesting. I love to work abroad. I've got to be honest, it's very hard work, don't get me wrong, and it poses as much of an issue as the UK does. But there's some giggles along the way. There's some real sort of like weird looking faces, and some sort of strange sort of interesting sort of conversations that happen where not everybody knows exactly what everybody's talking about. But in essence, to foreign languages in the spirit world, do the speak differently? The answer to that question is no, they do not. What you may pick up as you're doing people from a different sort of place or a different sort of language, you might find that you feel the difference, or you'll feel the tone, or you'll hear the tone, or you'll just know that you have somebody working with you who is of a different nationality or a different sort of country, and that is just time, and over time that will get stronger. It's just whether or not you work abroad. But even in the UK, you know what I mean, I don't get a lot of this in the UK, but I do get it, like I say, a lot of it abroad. But yeah, you will over time pick that that up a little bit. Or you, say for example, you were doing a demonstration and you had a particular loved one who was northern and who was from the south, you will be able to tell the difference straight away just in their abbreviation, just in the way in which that they talk. Have fun with this. I mean, obviously don't like, you know, be taking the mickey or anything, you know, but this is a really lovely way with the spirit world. It's really sort of clever how they do it, but also, you know, people get it if you're very honest about them, and you tell people up front. I'm going to be doing a video after this one about that. You know, as long as you're honest with people and you're straight about it, there can be some really lovely moments and some real giggles and all, you know, when you're doing these foreign languages, or when you're doing different interpretations of different languages from different countries. But in answer to the question in which I was asked, do the foreign people who are living in the spirit world or from a different country, do they speak the same way in the way in which they come through? And answer to the question is no, they do not. But do I know that they're from a different country? Yes, because I can normally feel the difference in their vibration or the way in which the information comes through. And again, that's just over time. If for them who's working abroad, my advice, get a decent interpreter. It will help you massively. I'll never forget, I'll tell you a little story. I was at a place a couple of years ago, and a woman said to me I would never work abroad. She said I was too northern. She said I talk too fast. Little did she know, not 2 years later, I'll be all over the world demonstrating. So don't always allow people to tell you that you can't do something, or that you're not good enough, or that you talk a little differently. Because ultimately, if the spirit world can change it, for the people in the congregation, for you, the medium, the mind, it can be done, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. And it doesn't matter where you come from, or how northern you are, or how much lingo you put in there. I also realise as well, more so when I'm doing these kinds of demonstrations, my work slows a little. So my work slows down in order to allow for the interpreter, and also to allow for the spirit world. Also, I find my actual English changes as well. So as much as I do have the lingo in as the northerner, it does actually change to the spirit world, sort of. That's how clued up and that's how clever they are. They'll alterate my mind, or they'll alterate me, or I'll know, like, I've got to be a lot more, not professional's not the word, I've got to be more grammar, more English, in order so that people can understand us, or at least the interpreter can anyway. But in essence, to the people in the spirit world who come from a different country or of a different nationality, do they come through in the way in which that they were here to the earth? Yes. But do they communicate in the same way? Absolutely not. But, here's another but, I have seen where certain individuals sort of will either take on or say certain words that are not of their vocabulary, which are of the communicator in the spirit world. I've seen that happen. I've also seen in trance where a complete English person was talking complete and utter different nationality speech. I've seen that go on. So the spirit world is really, really clued up, and they really are very, very good at being able to get interpretations, or get their language over, or get over whatever they want to get over in whichever way is important. My best advice for this is always keep an open mind. Enjoy it. You know, if you get wrong, you know what I mean? Don't worry about that too much, you know what I mean? People will forgive you for them things if you're honest with them. Also, learn to just be as general as possible. My motto of 2020 is be as general as possible with your mediumship. Don't get too hung up on being one way or another way. Be as general as possible. And this will allow for these things. And if you want to do these things, or you want to try different languages and things, ask the spirit world. Go to the spirit world and say, look, I'd really like to get an understanding of this. I'd really like to do some people who like have a different nationality or different language to me, and so I can get that skill set in. And the spirit world will line that up for you when you're either doing demonstrations or one-to-ones, or, you know, practicing in open circles and this type of thing. They kind of cloud up like that. So try that one out and see how you get on with that. But in essence too, do they come through in the same way in which that they were here to the earth? Yes. Do they speak the same language? Not in my mind, they don't, but they may in their mind in the spiritual realms. But a lot of it is through us, the interpreter, the spirit world, and a little bit of everything else in between. So I hope this answers the question that was given to me by the lovely lady. It's been a pleasure talking to you as always. I'll see you all next week with lots of love from me and the spirit world. Have a great day. Bye for now.